With so many desserts and cakes to choose from for the holiday season, this one was never really on my radar until my mom made this cake, and it was a game changer. This is the absolute best German chocolate cake you will ever have. It takes a little bit of time to make. I promise you it is well worth the wait. Let me show you how to make it.
First, you're going to start out by separating your egg yolks from your egg whites. I am going to put the egg yolks in one dish, and I'm putting my egg whites to be beaten. Putting that in the mixer to form firm peaks. When I have that, I'm going to set that aside in a separate bowl. Next, I'm going to put half a cup of water and 8 ounces of baking chocolate in the microwave for 1 minute and 30 seconds. When this comes out, you're just going to stir it till it all melts and set aside. Next, back in the mixing bowl, I'm going to cream together the sugar and butter. Once that's been mixed, then I'm going to add in the egg yolks one by one. When that's combined, add your melted chocolate to this and mix together again. And then I'm going to start adding the dry ingredients with half of the flour, your baking soda, and salt. And then mix that. Then add half your buttermilk, and then finish with the remaining flour and remaining buttermilk. And you just continue to mix till it's all combined together. Then you're going to stir in your beaten egg whites that we did at the beginning. Just fold it in gently as possible. And then you're going to separate this into 3 9-inch baking pans and bake at 350 for about 20 minutes. Next, we're making the icing with 2 sticks of butter, 2 cups of sugar, and 2 cans of evaporated milk. And then adding your 6 egg yolks. You're going to heat this over medium-high heat, and you are going to cook this for about 12 to 15 minutes once it starts boiling. Sometimes I get little clumps of egg. I just remove that with a slotted spoon if needed. But you can see that it's starting to thicken here once it starts boiling. After it has boiled and cooked, I remove it from the heat, add the vanilla, coconut, and chopped pecans, and stir it together. And that's it. You just let it cool.
Okay, I'm gonna assemble the German chocolate cake. I've already got 1 layer turned out. I do this upside down for the first one. Do it however you like. This is gonna create a little pit where the icing is going to gather. So I'm gonna go ahead and top the first layer with a nice little chunk. Now, this makes enough icing to ice your whole cake. Some people do just the middle layers and then let the edge of the cake show. And that's pretty, but once you taste this icing, you're gonna want more of it. So we're gonna coat the entire outside of it as well. So now that I've got a nice little layer there, I'm going to grab another layer, and I'm just gonna pull this off. It comes off really easy when you're using the parchment paper. I'm just gonna flip it over, take off my paper, really clean. And now I'm gonna add another layer of icing and spread that all around. Now, this cake, as I said, is a cake that my mom makes. She found it in Southern Living. It's called Mama's German Chocolate Cake. I'm going to add different directions to the comments, as we don't like the order in which the ingredients are made with a cake. It just wastes too many pans you're having to wash after if you follow those directions. So we kind of have our own way of doing it. However, this icing is not theirs. This is my mom's recipe for her icing, and I highly suggest this icing. And if it has a little bit of crumble, that's fine. It will be delicious in the end. So So I'm just gonna speed this up for you. German chocolate cake, all cleaned up. It looks beautiful, but the key is the taste. So we're gonna get right on into it. And look at that, oh my gosh. So good, and I'm gonna get that little extra icing there. I was in the middle of shooting the video when my family came in, and as you can tell, have demolished almost half the cake. This cake, y'all, it's so good. Look at the layers. Oh my goodness. And the icing, I could literally drink the icing. The icing is what makes this cake. The icing is a pain to make, but it is so worth it in the end. Trust me, do not buy that canned icing, if you can even call it icing. This is delicious. When the icing is in those layers, it just like melts into the cake. So in the middle here is just heaven. It's so good. You need to try it.